Hello, everybody. Welcome, Storm Dynasty team. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday night. Super excited tonight. Brenly is going to be talking about starting conversations. Oh, I think I lost you for a second. I don't want to drag this on, and I don't want to talk about anything that Brenly's going to cover. So we're just going to jump in. Thank you guys so much. If you're not live and you're watching this later, we really appreciate it, and I hope that you will engage with us, like comment in the team page or comment below. I'll post on the YouTube channel. So anyway, off to you, Brenly.
Thank you, Lori. So sweet. Okay, so I am super excited to talk to you about what I decided to talk to you about tonight because, so I know we advertise this call as being starting conversations. And as I started thinking about it and as I started preparing for this, I realized that starting conversations really stems from something else, right? So why don't we start conversations? Why do we have a hard time even getting to that point? Like, why don't we just sit down and be like, invite, when that's, part of the vital behaviors? Hello, number one, right? So I was like, why right now, I'll admit, struggling a little bit to start those conversations. And I had to sit down and have like a heart to heart with myself. Like, why am I struggling right now? What is happening inside me that is causing me to not just sit down and knock out that power hour? And I realized that it's fear. I'm afraid, right? We're afraid of hearing no. About it, ingrained in our bodies, ingrained in our minds. We are afraid to be told no, right? So, even as a kid, nobody likes to hear no. Even as adults, we don't like to hear no. We don't like that feeling of rejection. We don't like to feel like we're bothering people. We don't like to feel like, we're being a nuisance. So, but what I've realized is that, you're never going to grow if you don't do those things, if you don't do those scary, hard things that we always talk about. So, we have to grow through doing those things. And really it's, okay, so we're afraid of failure, right? If we hear no, it's like we feel like we failed somehow. And really the only time you're going to grow is if you grow through failure. So I was like, and Lori, you're going to have to remind me. So I think it's go for no, right? Because you set out, I haven't actually read the whole thing, but you basically try to get no's instead of trying to get people to say yes. Like, we're not in this business to convince people to say yes. We are here to provide an opportunity and provide the option for people who are ready. We're not here to convince them, be like, buy this challenge pack, it's going to change your life. We already know it's going to change their life. They have to be in a position to where they believe that it will change their life and that they're ready to make that change. So really, this whole thing is really about fear. So hello, plot twist. Yay. Yeah, right? So we, and really, I got thinking about it, and I was doing a lot of research, and I realized that, a lot of people say, like, you look at all these top coaches and they're just rocking it, and they're, they're 15-star or whatever, Bonnie Eagle. Gosh, it must have been so easy, right? It must have been so easy for them to just, there's a glare, strumming noise. It must have been just so easy for them to get there. But, the thing is that I realized they learned how to fail faster and more than I have. So what does that tell me? That tells me that I have to change and I have to grow through failure and make failure fun. So I think that book, Go for No, and how you make a list of like 100 people and you try to get no's. The goal is to get a no, because it kind of helps you makes you callous almost to the word no. So you're like, okay, next. You're not like, oh my gosh, like I heard a no, like now I'm done, because sometimes I've been there, you hear a no, and then next thing you know, you're not growing because you've stopped. I've been there. So the point is that you have to push through those hard things, push through hearing a no so that you will grow. And because really, like, successful people, I wrote this down, successful people are willing to fail. They're willing to fail. They're not afraid of failure. They're willing to fail. And when they say, cool, I failed. Now how do I fail again, but fail forward, right? So that other book, I always forget the authors, but fail forward.
My homie.
Who?
John Maxwell.
Oh, that's right, John Maxwell, yeah. Yes. So, because it's kind of like, I heard this analogy somewhere. Babe Ruth, right? We always know him. We know him from all of the home runs that he had. I mean, he had like runs, right? But what you probably don't know is that he has a seriously like high world record for the most strikeouts. And so that really relates to our business, because the more times you hear no, the more times, you fail, the more success you're going to have. So just like him, you don't think, or you don't know about all the strikeouts that he had, because you know him for being very successful with all of his home runs. So anyway, I don't know where this came from, but I heard it. And so I really this is what I wanted to talk about tonight. So there are 5 levels of failure. Does anybody know where this is from? So I can give credit where credit's due. No? Okay. Okay.
That might be from the Maxwell book.
Really? Okay. I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
We'll find it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find it. So level one is you have the ability to fail, right? So you're capable of failure. It happens all the time. And just kind of stay at level 1, and you fail, and you stay stuck for a while, and then you try, and then you fail again. So you just kind of stay where you're at. Level 2 is you have the willingness to fail. You do just enough to fail, but you give up, and a little bit of rejection hurts, so you fall back to level 1. And that's not a very fun place to be, right? Because you don't make any progress. You don't make real, measurable progress. Number 3 is the wantingness to fail. So this is where we should all strive to be as we grow and move forward. So your wantingness to fail, you have enthusiasm, like you're searching for failure. You are eager to hear those no's and not worry about the yeses, because the more no's you have, yes, eventually you're going to get yeses out of that, but that's not what you want to focus on. You want to focus on getting no's. And that's just more people to have. There's something else I heard. I'm going to come back to it. So level 3, you're like, give it to me. Like, I want to fail. Like, I want to fail because I know I'm going to grow from this experience. Level 4 is failing bigger and faster. So it goes back to what I said in the beginning, how, these top coaches, that's what they've done. They've learned to fail faster, fail harder, and they're pushing forward and moving and growing in their businesses and in their personal life, through personal development as well. And level 4 is like you're used to failure at that point. You're used to hearing no's. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't sting like it used to. And level 5, like, this is where we should all strive to be. So think of level 1 is at the bottom, level 5 is at the top. You're striving to move up, striving to move toward the top. This is failing exponentially. Like, you're getting massive failure, but you're also seeing massive success. I mean, think about it in our fitness, right? So, or even in our nutrition. If you're just kind of like eating so-so and like you're not doing it 100% of the time, and you're working out kind of sometimes, like, you're going to see okay results. But if you are pushing and you are doing it 100%, like, you're going to see massive, right? I mean, I think we all have a little bit of a success story right now, and we can say, hey, I know I worked my butt off during that time, and I know I got results for a reason, because I pushed and I worked hard. So level 5, you're failing exponentially. Massive, massive failure equals massive mess. And the other part that this relates to is at level 5, like, you're failing so much, but you're team to fail with you. You're leading your team to fail and move forward. And so you're teaching them how to fail and how to learn and how to grow from that. And this is the other thing, is that group failure equals group success. So this is what this business is all about, learning how to fail and move forward and be courageous in your failures and have a purpose in your failures, but yet make it duplicatable so that your team can also do the same. Because that's what this is. This is not a business of, replication as far as like reinventing the wheel, right? Nobody wants to do that. We have all these coaches that have come before us and they've paved the way for us. And so here we are learning what they have done already and taking it on and moving forward. So level 5, that's where we all should be, right? Start for failure, massive success. And so I heard this statistic, and this is crazy. It kind of blew my mind, right? So out of all the people that you talk to and you hear all these no's from, 92% of people will quit talking to someone after the 4th time of hearing a no. So out of all those people that you talk to and you reach out to them and they don't message you back, or you message back and forth and all of a sudden you hear crickets and you have no idea where they went, they just dropped off the face of the earth. Then you message them a couple weeks later or a couple months later. Do that 4 times and then most people give up. On the 5th time that people reach out and talk to somebody again and offer an opportunity or offer, a chance to change their life with health and fitness, 60% of those people will say yes on the 5th time. On the 5th time, that's 5 times of hearing no. So honestly, we should not be afraid of no's, because when you hear a no, you're just one step closer to hearing a yes from that same person, possibly 60%. Hey, but I think those odds are really keep reaching out to those people versus if you quit after the first no, then you'll never know if it could have been one that would have wanted and been ready to change their life. So just think about that, and think about this too. What if your coach never reached out to you? What if your coach never presented the opportunity to you, whether it was just a challenge pack to help you get more healthy and fit, or whether it was a business opportunity? Like, where would you be right now? Like, I know I would be completely miserable thinking that there was no way out of my dead-end job, working 8 to 4 and being away from my kids every day. Now I see a vision, I have a purpose, I have a passion for helping people, and I know in my heart and soul that this business is the way out of my corporate job. So and keep in mind that, we're here to help you. This is not, yes, it's hard, and yes, you're going to struggle, but where would you be if you didn't struggle? Like, if it was just easy all the time, like, there's no growth. There's no process that you have to go through. So that's the beauty of this business, is that you go through a learning process, and through personal development, through your personal weight loss transformation stories, you grow as a person, and you show people that and show them that you're here to stay, and show them just how incredible this company is. So I guess kind of what I wanted to add as homework, I didn't really talk to Laura about this, but, I think we've done this before in our team, and I think we should really push hard for the month of October and do a 100 no sheet. And I think that, I think we should post them in the team page so that we can all hold each other accountable, because I think and I just think it'd be a fun way to, really push, really see if we can actually make it happen. Did I lose you?
Am I here?
Yeah. Okay. It said my connection was unstable.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's me. I'm sure that side's me. So anyway, I get emotional thinking about this business, because I just know that, had my coach not reached out to me, I would have been so sad knowing that this opportunity was out there and that I could have had a chance. And that's not to say that, I couldn't have found it later, but I'm so glad I found it when I did. So regardless, I'm here, excuse me. And so, this was a really kind of a quick short thing, but, if I would just say something about starting conversations, just be yourself. One of the things I've been writing on my notebook is be Brenly, because, I can't be somebody else and still show who I am. So I have to be me and do what I do, regardless of how different and just how different it is from other people. But that's what makes us us. You know, we have to be ourselves, and we're all individual, and that's the beauty of it. So share you with everybody who's following you, and what this business is, and how it can change their life. So anyway, Laura, do you have anything to add?
Oh, so many amazing like nuggets in there. I loved it, and I love that you chose like this direction to go, because I think I too have been struggling a little bit lately with getting the ball rolling. It's like I feel like I've talked to everyone and I'm bugging them, or they're going to be annoyed that I talked to them. But sharing that statistic for me personally was like, okay, done. I know I've got to keep going. I've got to keep asking, because if I can get to number 5, like I challenge them to tell me no 5, right? Like that. I think that's a great goal. And I don't know, I'm playing around with like my contact tracking and really like, you know, checking and seeing like how many times have I reached out to this person? How many times have they said no to me? So that in mind is going to be really helpful. Couple of things that I had little things that kind of came to mind, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you were doing so amazing. I love the idea of the 100 no's sheet. I'm totally on board. I'm totally doing it. I think part of it that's interesting in the book, and I kind of wanted to share this with you guys, the whole premise of this is that if your goal is to get 5 yeses, let's assume you have 1 week to get 5 yeses, or 2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks. And you go, you just knock it out of the park those first like 3 days, and you're at 8 yeses out of 10. Most people, I think it's human nature to like throttle back. I'm not going to work as hard. I've got 2 weeks to hit 2 more, and I hit 8 in the first 3 days. Like, I'm good. I've got this. So then we throttle back, and we don't do the things that got us to the original 8 anyway. And now all of a sudden you are the day before your deadline and you still have 8. You are still stuck on 8. What happens if you shoot for 100 no's? When you got to that 8 yes, it doesn't matter. Maybe you've only gotten like 3 no's. Now you got to keep going. You've got 97 more no's to get. And I can practically guarantee, I can't guarantee it really, but like practically guarantee that you would exceed the 10 yeses that you set for yourself, because you're focused on the no's and you're not going to give up until you've gotten 100 no's. You might only get 3 yeses. Let's call it what it is. In our business, you might get 3 yeses. But that's 3 yeses, and you didn't throttle back and you didn't pull back. And even more important to that point is you continued the behaviors that got you to the yeses. And as I'm continuing to be consistent in this business, I've had terrible months. I'll go super consistent, really inconsistent, super consistent, inconsistent. And that pattern is not good over the long term. But just having 2 months of consistency, I've already had people start reaching out to me. 2 months. That's it. And that's really where I think we need to go is I need to be consistently reaching out to people every single day, regardless of the answer, yes or no. I'm going to detach myself from the outcome. It's not a reflection of me as a person. If they say yes or no to me, that's on them. I'm going to put that energy on them. All of that stuff. Like, I could probably talk another 20 minutes. But I love that, and I know that I've shared this with you guys before, but I'll read it again, because honest to God, when I get on the computer at night to work this business, I get on and the first thing I do is I respond to messages, right? So these are people I'm already interacting with. I'm in like a good place talking to them. They're already kind of excited or, you know, somewhat like interested. But then I'm out of those messages, right? I'm toast, I'm done. Now I need to start fresh. I need to start new conversations. So I read this to myself every time. This could be exactly the thing that this person needs. Whether it's the workout or coaching opportunity, I don't know. But by not reaching out, I don't even let them make a choice. And I have a really hard time personally with not letting someone choose their own destiny. So it's on me to offer. It's on them to choose. So that's my Word vomit?
No, I love it. That's great.
So,
Because I think a lot of it's mindset.
what's that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of it's mindset. Like you're setting your mindset to help them and put yourself in the right place so you can say the right things and reach them. That's great. I love it.
You talked as well about be Brenly. And I think a lot of times, especially as brand new coaches, we start to follow some of the top coaches, go follow Bonnie, follow Brittany, Janelle, Anita, whomever it is, whoever your cup of tea is. And I noticed it in myself. I kind of started to try to be like them a little bit. Not that that's a bad thing, right? I think having a little bit of guidance it's okay. You can kind of emulate them, but I've since really unfollowed almost everyone. And part of this whole process of finding me and coming into my own, I mean, yes, I will be honest, the hair, huge for me in my psyche. It's something I've wanted to do for so long that without it, I didn't feel like me, the true authentic me, right? The next thing is the half sleeve. And I think about myself in what's that going to be like when I have this awesome artwork on my arm. I'm just going to feel so like me that I honestly feel like my business is just going to take off, which sounds ridiculous. I don't think that. You don't have to change your hair color. You don't have to go get tattoos, but that's what resonates with me. So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, but have maybe you've held back because you didn't know if your husband would like it. He loves it, by the way. But, maybe there's something, or your style of clothing. You've always felt like you have to dress this certain way, but you've always wanted to dress like this. Whatever it is, you just need to embrace it. Own what it is that's going to make you feel like your best self, and that will come through in your social media. It'll come through in the way you speak to people, in the way that you recruit and share the opportunity. Everything is tied to how confident you are in you. So I love that you touched on that, Brenly. It's really been on my mind lately. So again, we must be super
See you.
I know, right? So,
awesome.
Wrap it up with anything else you have to add. Okay, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I really hope that this provided value to your evening, and I hope that you got something beneficial out of it that you can take with you and, really try to apply it. There's so much to do in this business as far as learning and just applying stuff. Just take one piece of it and apply one piece and just try to, like Laura said, find out who you are. A lot of it's just self-discovery, So anyway, I hope that everyone has an awesome evening. And if y'all have any questions, post them in the team page. We're always here to help. We're always here to answer questions if you have them. So just let us know. Talk to y'all later.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.